they want the kids to have lice for like the
Up? Was that a hiccup?
yeah.
What are
Sorry,
you, cartoon? You cartoon drunk?
Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Man with Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends and lore and crazy stories that always seem to take place in last second drink. Josh,
Florida.
Good evening,
Boom,
everybody.
baby.
Wow, episode
Boom,
351.
This is an exciting episode.
Come on, why is that?
Well, so we got some feedback,
Yeah,
and it was stop doing guest spots.
yeah.
And then we got some feedback.
Mhm.
You should do more guest spots.
And we're impressionable, aren't we?
Yeah. That's how easy we flip.
Yeah,
guest
we
spots? No.
we
Guest spots,
waver
yes.
we waver with the wind, and the Bible looks
Yes.
favorably upon people who do that. And so whichever way you want us
Yes.
to go, just write in angrily, and we'll do that. But no, we got Conservation Florida coming on. They're wonderful folks, and we're excited to speak with them towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
Josh,
They're
the
saving the
icebreaker.
planet?
They are
Is that
saving
true?
the planet, and we
Yes.
want to elevate them. But Josh, your icebreaker is saving the planet as well. What's happening?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Apparently, Luke, he doesn't just have access to our email.
Okay.
He's got access to everyone's. And so I said, send me some FOFMM questions.
Yes.
FOFMM?
FMOFM is our acronym.
FMOFM.
It has been that way for 7 years.
Has it? I feel like it got switched up on me. With
You
the
actually
drink I
wrote it.
just
You
drank.
made the acronym initially, if I
Yeah,
recall.
I did. Yeah, no, it was the drink.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, and then he sent us just a bunch. I feel like he was trying to get out of work soon.
Uh-huh.
So he just sent me like 5, and I'm like, I don't think these are ours, but
Yeah.
we're gonna explore them.
Yeah, we'll explain more later. But first up, we have headlines. And
Yes.
yeah, let's go ahead and get started, dude. All right, Josh, this headline means a lot to me because it
It's
reminded
about
me of a story
miniature
we did.
poodles.
Well, kind of, in a way, and I can see where that would be familiar because of my wife's poodle. But
Dog.
my
Yeah.
my thought process was Atticus Homan. He's a filmmaker we've had on the show back in episode 2. What was it?
I thought
Josh?
the H's were silent in his last name.
Atticus Omen, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
But
263, just off the top of my
263.
dome. You say his name.
he
We got it good with Atticus Omen.
Well, okay, so he covered the Boynton Beach Batman. That was a documentary that he had won many accolades and praises for.
And I know people go, documentary, snooze.
Some
This
people say
guy, this guy, he does them what, like 15 minutes,
that.
20
Dude,
minutes?
they're incredible and they're easy to
And at the
digest.
beginning, you go, I don't give a F.
But
And then by the end, you're like, I love this guy or
It's-
girl.
It's really cool, and so check out Atticus stuff. But this headline says Florida man wearing Batman pajamas thwarts burglary and detains suspect before police arrive. So imagine it's nighttime in Florida. Can you do that for
Yes,
a second
it
if you're our listener and you just
It's hot. I'm sweating because my AC went out.
you've got your mosquito net zipped up and you're trying to get a good night's sleep and you hear someone kind of messing around outside the door. Can we say that?
That's
Just
going to be
kinda-
tough for me because I have an audiobook headband. on, like
Okay.
a fan.
Yes.
So yeah, no, my spot is easy to jump in and out without
See,
being seen or heard.
I sleep in complete silence because of this kind of
Dude, that's creepy.
this scenario. At approximately 2 or 3 a.m. on Wednesday, police responded to a burglary in progress at a home in Southeast Cape Coral. But when they arrived on the scene, they found the suspect already detained by Batman. Now, Batman from the
Okay.
comic books, not some weird pervert from the bar. Like we're talking actual like Batman outfit. Everything
Well,
minus
we're not
the
calling-
cape and cowl.
The Boynton Beach Batman, a pervert.
No, I didn't say that. I'm the one at the
No.
bar on 7th Street's one. And
Yeah, he is. He's very grabby.
yeah,
when
but
he arrests you,
he calls
for
everybody
no crime.
he calls everybody the Joker, and it's like, hey, calm down.
Yeah, and babe,
And
come here, babe.
Where's my hug? He says. No, so this fella was sitting on top of the criminal, and the cops were like, first off,
Ew.
thank you, thanks for holding him down. But it turns out this Florida man just sleeps in a Batman outfit, and you can see the like. I'll try to make it here for the
Yeah, if you
camera
can
so you
send
can
it.
see
Oh,
this
Okay.
on our live stream.
It's a onesie.
He's in a Batman
It's a onesie?
onesie. Yeah, and he apparently trains in self-defense. He trains in martial arts, and he was able to subdue the criminal get him out of his own home, and wait
There's
for the
a big
cops to get
zipper down
there.
the front of that. Big zipper down the front of that Batman suit.
Let's just say the cops got there just in time, because I mean, you know,
Night, night. Someone's going
vigilante
night, night
justice
forever.
knows no. Yeah, I mean, there's no rules in that, right? So
The cops took a picture. From what you sent me, the cops took a picture with the Batman in his pajamas.
Not
'Cause
even the
I wouldn't
criminal.
want that out there.
yeah, not even the criminal, but you know, the adrenaline had to be rushing, man. Like this guy, like he just
Yeah.
saved his own
Born
self, his own house, right? And so he gets this guy subdued, and then the cops get there and they're like, dude, like your pajamas are so cool. Can we take a photo with you? Of course.
Is it one of those things where like you're like when you're a teen and you were playing b-ball outside and you're like, probably a scout's gonna drive by.
Yes.
You think like this Batman? He's like, cops are gonna want me to be a cop now.
Well, mine wasn't so much that. Mine was more so showing off my body, my teen
Oh,
body,
male
because I
model.
was in such good shape. So it was like I wanted to be outside and just in hopes that an agent from
Ford model.
Ford would drive
dude,
by.
I know me and you, but we got the same vision board.
Yeah, yeah. So our board was the same minus the sports for me. So I get that. I think this guy does want to be a cop now because he gets a taste of what it means to be a hero, and now he's like, well, I want to do this for a low salary. You see what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
wants to do this for
Yeah. And no thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. No appreciation. So, so yeah, this guy solved the crime himself. I think the cops paid him a little bit of money, a little cash, and then they went home.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, from just the article that you sent just for the picture, he said he stole 2 pairs of Ray-Bans worth $300 each. Okay,
That doesn't
maybe
really
this is
check
for
out.
insurance, but go do some research. This is all Luxottico. This is one sunglass brand company.
Come on.
Don't buy Ray-Bans. Buy Panama Jacks, I think is the brand, or
Here's
Maui
how-
Jims.
Here's how our show works. Unless you pay us for an ad, we're going to come after your company, right? So we're not just going to promote
100%,
companies that
yeah.
pay us. We're going after the folks who don't pay us. So
Yeah,
to
Disney,
Ray-Ban,
Publix,
yeah.
Ray-Ban.
Down with Ray-Ban, up with Panama Jack. Okay, you heard it here first on the Florida Man
Yeah.
on Florida Man show.
Hey, before you end the segment, can you cue me back in?
Go ahead. Yeah, first take.
So what I found here, and I don't know like if it's the right move, but it feels like the right move. Florida man accused, and I'm going to read part of the headline because that's all that this media company is expecting me to read.
Yes.
And then they go, oh, he's going to click that link.
Yeah,
You know?
fulfill your contractual obligation.
Florida man accused of hurling kids over a fence
Yeah, what's the crime?
after a crash.
Now, okay, so these
Yeah.
kids
Yeah, yeah,
crashed,
yeah,
and then he
yeah,
threw him over a fence?
Yeah, he was angry that the kids were crashing. And
Okay.
no, so he was running from the cops. He did a donut around the cop,
Okay.
which is kind of cool. Like I don't like the disrespect of authority, but I do.
Yeah, because there is a part of an anarchist that still lives within you. You have to work to tame it and to keep it at bay, but
Yeah.
at your core, you're a bit of an anarchist, aren't you?
Yeah, well, because I tried to download Anarchist Cookbook so many times
Yeah,
on
back-
Torrent, and it was always the worst video I've ever seen.
Back in the Y2K era, I remember.
Yeah, it was always. Anyways, so yeah, this guy ran from cops, and
Yeah.
then the cops. This is good. The cops stopped giving chase because it was dangerous.
Well, and that's no. Look, I'm not a cop, man, so I don't know the
You're
rules.
not a cop.
But I would make an assumption that at some point in time, when other folks who are innocent are involved, you
Yeah.
got to lay off the chase a little bit, maybe.
You do, yeah. Like and that's good on that cop because you know your adrenaline is at like 200%.
Yeah, and also you want to catch them. You want to catch.
Yeah, you got the
bad
horsepower.
guy. I get it.
Yeah, you want the pats on the back.
Yeah,
And I'm sure they do like a cheer circle at the end of the day at the police place.
Yeah, like the cop number 3 caught 5 bad guys today, and then they just
Give them a round.
Give 'em a round.
And then they shoot the guns up in the air.
yes.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
So this guy, that cop, he cited, hey, no, I'm not going to chase. And that didn't stop that guy from doing crazy stuff in the car.
He continued to do it.
Yeah. So this cop later found him again because of reports of crazy driving.
Mhm.
And so he gives chase again. And he gets a second attempt, which is good.
So okay, time out.
Let me
a
try
second.
again.
No,
Yeah.
I got what you're saying. This same
Yeah,
cop
yeah.
just happens upon this guy that got away from the chase.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he was at this second time, just happenstance, was also doing illegal stuff in his car.
Yeah, it's a habit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
habit I have.
It's
I
either
have
a
other
sm-
habits. I have
it's either
other
a small,
vices.
it's either a small town scenario where like the same deputy seems the same bad guy, or this cop Was like, you got
Fort
away,
Myers.
but not really. Okay, so yeah. So the cop was like, you got away, but not really. I'm going to come find you is what he said.
Yeah. I'll stop chasing you, but I know where you are.
Yeah, we're going to
I
find
threw
you.
an Apple AirTag on your car. That's how the poem goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And let me just say, like, in my youth, I dated an older woman, right?
That's okay.
And
That's
I
okay.
wanted to impress her kids
Yep.
who were 9 and 11.
Yeah. Okay.
And I took them in my car and I pulled the e-brake and they flipped. But they didn't flip. But they like, well, this is the coolest thing ever. And, that should have been an indicator for that older woman that I was with. Like, you're dating this guy that's pulling the e-brakes with your kids.
Yeah, but she was like, man, he's so cool and hot, and he's
Dude,
so
yeah.
Look
I
how
was
tough
too.
he is, man. Like,
Yeah,
look how
and I
strong
was.
he is. Yeah.
So this guy does something similar, but he crashes the car, and the car has 3 of his own children in it.
Okay.
And this is kind of where we can applaud him because he is around 6 feet, and he came up to a 6-foot fence, and he looked back, and his 3 kids are there. And they're like,
Okay.
we can't climb it. It's not the side of the fence that has the 3 horizontal things where you can climb easy.
Right. It's the flat
It's the pretty side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes, you children first, children and women first.
Like the Titanic. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he hurls them. Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
Yep.
I'll do one more. Whoop.
Well, I mean, kind of a good dad move, isn't it? Right? Because you don't
Kind
want
of
your
a good dad
children to
move.
be
No,
arrested.
he stole the kids. The kids were abducted from
I didn't
local
know- I didn't-
daycare.
I
It
didn't-
says.
I didn't have that piece of information before I congratulated them. I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
a
no,
kidnapping.
that's a lie. Yeah, it was. It was just 3 children. They
He
haven't-
owned these kids?
They haven't been identified yet,
Okay.
according to
threw
this
them.
article.
Yeah, they got away.
Yeah, 'cause
he
he
threw him
threw
over a
them. Yeah.
fence. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't get away. They arrested him
Good.
because cops can drive through fences. That's a law.
That's a thing. And dude, also, man, I just want to say this. I do like I like an old sheriff story, an old
Me too.
Mayberry
Oh,
kind
go
of
get 'em.
story, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
Duke's a hazard.
yeah,
you
the
like.
good guys got you, man. You might have escaped from a car chase, but just they let you escape. Does that make sense?
But
to,
also, it's like emasculating for the guy
to get caught after throwing your children over a fence.
just to get caught in front of your kids. It's like really embarrassing.
I'm not sure the kids saw it. Remember, they got tossed over the 6-foot fence.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He told them, go ahead and run
Yeah,
home.
so they waited for him to toss the kids, and then they go, "Hey, we got to put you under arrest."
Yeah, man. Like, we're not going to tase you in
And
front
he
of the
goes,
kids.
"I'll meet you at home."
We got a good lawyer. Don't worry about it. I'll be home for dinner.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Hello, Josh. Welcome Emily to the show.
Hello.
Welcome, Emily. Okay, I will welcome Emily. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So she's here because our showrunner, Luke, this
Yes.
is an unpaid position, so feel free to apply
Okay.
if you're listening. Luke gathers our questions for FMOFM.
That's right. Our show.
Yeah. And so we asked him to gather more because they come in pretty hot and quick.
And these
But
are
apparently,
listener submitted
yeah, we are in
questions.
we are in a drought of questions, and he pulled from the other shows
Mm.
in our broadcast network.
Espanol and Sunny Coast Clubhouse.
Yeah, so we're gonna just take the reins here and answer those questions. Am I right, Wayne?
Well, yeah, and I want to go ahead and say to our listeners, we did text Alina and Peyton a heads up, also paired with an apology that just says, we got some questions submitted, but they're accidentally for your show, but we're going to do them anyways, XOXO. And they both
And then
said
they're
that was
going
a
to
great
notify
idea.
those listeners to
Yes.
listen to the adult male version.
Yeah, Peyton told her, the 7-year-old and the 9-year-old that wrote in, make sure to tune into this episode so you can hear your questions being read. Little child.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, Emily, question 1.
Okay. My best friend Byron's family is from communist Cuba, and I really admire his mom.
Hmm.
I know that every family is beautiful in their own way, but coming from a family where I was raised by 3 middle-aged men means that sometimes I miss the presence of a mother around the house.
I'm sorry, I kind of pause you right there.
That was
So this individual was raised by 3 middle-aged men.
That's what
like
it
a full
says.
house
This
scenario.
isn't
Yeah.
a question to our show.
That's right. It's
This could be
Espanol.
normal
Hey.
on the
Every family's
okay.
different. Don't
That's,
judge.
that's right. We're not judging.
and beautiful.
That's right.
Exactly.
3 middle-aged men raised this person. Go ahead.
I bet he's an incredible human being.
That's right.
So he says,
Yes,
for
what is-
example,
Yeah.
Byron's mom goes with me to every PTA meeting. She also plans every family party. Most importantly, she's a darn good cook, and her taquitos are town famous.
Okay.
And believe me,
Is that most important? I'm sorry.
Well-
Yeah, go ahead.
Taquitos.
and believe me, I know taquitos. You're talking to the 3-time third place finisher of Uncle Tio's Tamales, Taquitos, and Tribulations contests.
Wow. 3 times third place finisher in that. That's pretty good. Dude.
Doesn't Tio mean uncle?
Uncle, I think is what he was saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Tio's,
Yeah.
Uncle. Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Recently, I was visiting Byron's nuclear family on taquitos night, and I placed my taquito between my fingers like my favorite actor Houdini and started doing a trans-Ecklin accent.
Okay.
It says here Rita does accent, but I'm not gonna do that. You guys can just
Okay.
picture the accent.
You
I'm not
can't-
gonna make a
they
fool of
wrote-
myself.
You can't just read the
Okay.
theatrical cues, Emily.
Sorry
you have
about
to
it.
do
I didn't take
yes.
theater
Here,
in high school.
Okay, I'll do the accent
Okay.
here. I've got the taquito
Okay.
between my fingers, and
Oh,
like
wow.
a cigar, like Houdini. This person says Houdini. And what does it say here? Okay, I'll do the accent. Here we go. Transatlantic accent.
Okay.
These taquitos are world class. See, another from the famous batch
What?
batch Dollface. See, that's a accent. That's
Okay,
the
okay, hold on,
transatlantic
hold on.
accent.
Let me get my head around this. This is the kid that's writing in,
Yeah.
doing the accent
Okay.
of his favorite actor, Houdini,
Yeah.
Correct.
at this dinner party.
Correct.
Am I here? Am I right? Okay.
with
wow.
the
All
taquito
right.
like in between his two
Oh,
fingers.
yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
Okay.
Textbook taquito move.
Yeah.
Byron's mom lost it. She started flipping tables and screaming in Spanish and yelling about how I needed to leave. I was so scared
many
that I
tables
skipped
are
all the
there?
way home as fast as I could.
Okay.
I don't want to
Well,
offend
skip
her
is
or
weird.
ruin our relationship. How can I make things right? Daisy, the boy, Clark.
Okay. Daisy the Boy Clark wrote this in.
Daisy
To
the
who-
boy.
Which show was this
Okay.
intended for? It wasn't our show. What
Oh.
For your Espanol show.
Espanol show. That was this is
Oh, okay,
originally meant for
okay.
Alina.
Yeah. Maybe that's because Daisy's not a normally masculine name in English.
Well, right, and I think that's where there's a discrepancy. And
The nickname Du Bois.
and they clarified Daisy Du Bois. Now
Oh, maybe it's like that game on Steam, Daisy.
it could be, but the mom
Yeah.
got so offended because they were pretending that a taquito
Oh.
was a cigar. That was like the trigger, I believe, if I
Dude.
recall.
Maybe
Cor-
because it's like, hey, your food isn't like games, right?
Mm,
don't play with your food, I think is the saying. Yeah.
Well, and there and he Daisy made the comment earlier on that it was a that their family's from
Yeah.
communist Cuba.
Communist. Yeah,
And
that's
so-
weird because it hasn't been communist for a bit.
Well, mentally, these folks still believe, and so perhaps the cigar,
Oh,
the
no.
in an attempt to mirror his favorite
Dude,
movie
the answer's
star.
there. The answer's in the
Houdini.
beginning of the sentence.
What do you think, dude?
Fidel.
Fidel
she grew
had
up under Fidel.
You think that so this child I think resembled
Yeah.
Fidel, and that's why this mother got so
Yeah.
angry.
Is there an age group for Daisy the man? Last
Daisy
name?
well, no, but I think it was it was written to Espanol, and they mentioned parent teacher meetings, so they must still be in school to some degree. So,
Probably.
Okay.
yeah.
So it could be senior, could be first grade.
yeah, let's write him back and just say you reminded the mom of
Hey.
Fidel. Say sorry, maybe, or like
Anything to get those taquitos. Just say sorry. Who cares if you mean it?
yeah,
this
I
point.
just get those
Dude.
It's all about the
You
food.
got dipping sauces? You got cheese, sour cream salsa?
the whole
Because
9
I'm in,
yards.
dude.
on.
I'll come over to that house.
Just write back, say sorry, and that way they know. Just,
Yeah.
Hey, you were in the
Yeah.
wrong. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm
You were
saying?
clearly in the wrong. She flipped tables, dude.
Come on.
I've only
Yes.
flipped 2 tables.
Yep.
That's
Uh,
it. That's all I want to talk about that.
Now that was pretty good. Now I feel bad for Alina's listeners writing in for obviously somebody who's not us.
Help. Yeah,
but yeah, but
female
you-
help.
But you got
Okay,
what you
okay,
got.
okay. What would Alina say?
I think Alina would tell him to apologize.
Say sorry. Yeah.
Say sorry. Yeah. All right.
You're
Question
right.
2.
You're right.
Okay. This one is for the Sunny Coast Clubhouse.
Okay.
Oh no,
Hi, Miss Peyton.
kids.
It's Daniel
Hi.
from first grade. Did you have a class hairbrush? We do. Our teacher usually keeps it in her drawer at school next to the cantaloupe and cottage cheese, usually. It's blue. What color is your class hairbrush? Daniel, age 7.
Okay.
This
There's
is
a
a
lot-
boy.
There's a lot to unpack there. I think just
Okay.
this is a
A
child,
lot
by
of
the way.
usually.
A child by an age 7 child that wrote in to.
Let me
to
think.
Miss
The last time
Peyton.
I talked to a 7-year-old child,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I probably
Yeah.
pushed him. I probably
Yeah.
pushed him.
Well, you were doing youth ministry for a while in the parks downtown, and I think that's where you got into a shoving match with the children, if I recall.
Dude, you just gotta, yeah. That dude, yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
When are you gonna get serious?
He's
for the
doing
Lord?
better now. He's saved. I'm not.
Yeah, you crumpled that kid. No, okay.
Crumpled.
Yeah. So next to the class hairbrush is where I'm concerned. If I'm being honest.
Oh
with you.
God, I forgot the question. Yeah.
Sounds like
Did
a
you
great
have a class
way to get
hairbrush?
lice.
Yeah. Right. I mean, like it's a lice distribution device at that
Do they still
point.
do lice checks?
Well, I think it's a public school thing. I think in the monastery schools
Oh.
and in the private schools, they want the kids to have lice for like the.
Up? Was that a hiccup?
Yeah.
What are
Sorry.
you, cartoon? You cartoon drunk?
Sorry, man. Someone spiked my energy drink. No. So yeah, the class hairbrush, I'm actually more concerned about than anything else so far this evening.
That's kind of gross, actually. 'Cause what
Yeah,
did I just
man.
watch? Weapons.
well, all the movie
Shout
Weapons.
out to Netflix, our sponsor.
That's right.
The Weird Witch had to have part of you. It could have been a reward,
Yeah.
an award, or a hair.
This is
And then she
spoilers.
would- Yeah.
Lean-
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, this is leading in.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And also, Weapons isn't on Netflix, but we do got to contractually shout out Netflix. So shout out Netflix.
Yeah.
You do have a
Yeah.
great
Love
selection.
is blind.
Love is
We
blind.
love Love is Blind.
Now, can they write back maybe something like, "Hey, tell your parents to class hairbrush ? WTF?" You know what I mean? Like that's what we got to get to the bottom of.
I need more questions because it's like, do I come up to the desk and say, "Can I use the brush?" Or does the teacher demand I use the brush?
That's a great.
It's
great
also
one.
kept in a drawer next to cantaloupe and cottage cheese.
Yeah. So Emily's drawing
Okay,
attention.
I
to
eat
some
the same thing for
important-
lunch. I can't blame another person for eating the same thing for
Is
lunch.
the drawer refrigerated? That's what we don't know. Perhaps she has some kind of fancy, like a cooler box, like an ice box that she
Okay.
keeps.
Well,
the-
no, teachers, they're not paid enough, so
True, and it's public school, so
Yeah.
there's probably not even AC in the building, if that makes
probably
sense.
not.
So
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I'm concerned about the cottage cheese in the drawer, but also
Gross.
the class hairbrush. Josh, maybe you
Yeah.
answer it, man. Maybe have him write back. Just hey, like, Miss
Yeah,
Peyton.
I'm
Miss
not,
Peyton.
and just because Emily's closer to the age of 7 than I am,
Yeah,
maybe she can hop on. and get
yeah.
the
Emily, what do you
wisdom.
think?
No,
As a-
no, I don't want to hop on this.
She doesn't
I
wanna
have no
talk to this
comment.
kid,
I'm
she
grossed
said.
out by it.
She's grossed out by children. She said. So I think
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'll
kids.
jump in.
Man,
I'll jump in.
Gross kids.
Go ahead, Tio Josh.
If you're gonna get what's extra credit
yeah,
for allowing the teacher to brush your hair, do it, dude.
that's right.
All day, Danielle.
100%, Daniel. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to
Take
Seneca's
that
Clubhouse.
easy A.
Yeah, Seneca's Clubhouse typically handles questions like these, and Miss
I
Peyton's
didn't
way more
know the
qualified than we
caliber
are.
of questions they were getting.
They're
That's
getting some good
scary.
questions over there, man. Like, if you're a
real.
parent listening to our show and you want your kids to honestly just be
Learn.
really blessed and learn, tune into that show, not
Yeah.
ours, because they've got it figured out
Yeah.
over there.
Well, both. Do both.
Do both shows. That's right. Next question.
Yeah.
Who's this for? What show is this
Okay,
for?
another one for the Sunny Coast Clubhouse.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It says, "Dear post person, please deliver this letter to the Sunny Coast Clubhouse in Florida.
That's sweet. That's so cute, dude.
Wow. I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah.
My dad has a boy phone and girl phone. Nobody else in my class has one of each. My mom and my sister and all my girl relatives call one phone, and my dad and
Mhm.
grandpa and me call the boy phone. A boy can never use the girl phone, and a girl can never use the boy phone. Do you understand?"
Uh huh.
This is from
Do I
Jadul
understand?
Smith. Yeah, do you understand?
What's the kid's name?
Jadul Smith from Gardner Street Elementary Military Preparatory School.
Jadul
Oh.
Smith from the military preparatory school is so the dad has a boy phone and a girl phone.
Correct.
His name's Dual, like Dual.
That's his middle name, and it's Dule.
What's the first name?
Ja?
Jadul.
J-A-H.
So just,
Oh, Ja. Is there an apostrophe? Jadul?
Not in the
Not in type.
letter,
Not in
not
text.
that I see.
Okay.
okay, so
Okay.
Ja's concerned.
Well, I'm
Okay,
gonna call him Dual.
okay, go ahead. We'll call him Duel. So
Sure.
Duel's concerned about
Huh.
the fact that there's two phones, a girl phone and a boy phone at their home, and none of the kids in class have that set up except for Jadul.
That's nothing to. You shouldn't base your life on what other people have.
Come
like if your dad
on.
has a girl phone and a boy phone,
Come on.
dude, he's probably doing some really cool business.
And
if
that
I'm honest,
that
right?
preaches. You don't want to look at what the Lord has done for others,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
more
yeah.
so what the Lord's done for you. How many phones you got at your house, Jadul? What kind of gender phones do you got?
Whoa.
You know,
Whoa.
like girl and guy phones. I might have different kind of phones at my house as well. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Do you?
No, I've got normal iPhones, but I'm saying but I could. If that, you know what I'm saying? I could have different phones.
Oh, because you got that money, but the dad's got a family plan and he's got two phones. I assume they're on his hip, right?
Yes,
Like,
and
like
in
guns.
3D printed holsters. Like he's got the
Yeah.
phones on both sides. Yeah.
And they probably have different ringtones, so he knows like, oh, girls calling me or
What do you think
woman.
the- what do you think the-
he probably calls them females?
What do you
If I'm
think the-
honest, this guy
Oh,
calls
yeah.
them females.
Yeah, I would suggest he's a part of some right-leaning militant groups. What would you? Okay, so what song is on
What's
the
the benefit?
what song's on the ringtone for the girl phone? That's what I want to know. And then what song's on the
Oh,
ringtone for
Hit
the
me
boy
one more
phone?
time, Britney Spears.
Oh,
But
I
it's
don't
in like that 8-bit. Beep, 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 beep. Not that song.
That's
but you
Ninja
get it.
Turtles, what you just did. But yeah,
That was not Brittany.
yeah, it definitely wasn't Britney. And
I
then
didn't say it was Britney.
I
I
think
just
the-
said it was 8-bit.
the boy phone is something by Toby Keith. I think. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Like
Something hyper masculine.
We'll put a boot in your. That one probably.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a good-
yeah.
For
That,
the
that after 9/11 song, he still
Mhm.
can't let go.
no, dude.
He shouldn't let go.
No, for sure.
What's the purpose though? Why does he have 2 phones?
Ask that child what the purpose. Can we write back to that child and say, ask
Yeah.
your dad what the purpose of 2 phones is, and then get
Yeah,
back to us.
ask your dad what's the purpose
Okay.
of 2 phones.
I'm getting judged heavy on tonight's episode, dude. You should see
Cheers.
if you're. Cheers, man. This is why you got to watch the show as well, because you get to see all the stuff that was happening behind the scenes, not just listening. You get to see
You can't
the
hook
abuse.
your lip and think you're going to still talk different, co-host Wayne.
Let me ask you something. Do you? My nicotine was
on.
running out. I can tell Mike. Luke, I can tell every time Luke turns on the talkback mic because
Yeah.
it pops in my ears, and I can tell I'm getting
Does
ready to
it?
get in trouble. Like I'm waiting to get in trouble.
Oh, see, I can't hear it.
No, I'm just
But
kidding.
Emily's here. Who cares about Luke? Emily,
Okay,
you got another question?
Emily, yeah. So right to Jaw Duel. Congrats, man. Hope you graduate military prep school. And sorry about your dad's 2
Wow.
phones. Go ahead. Emily.
So
Yeah.
this last one is for Espanol, and it's in Spanish. And I was told, Wayne, you're fluent in Spanish, so you could read this for
Now
me.
this feels like a prank episode.
No,
on
he's
Wayne, doesn't it?
affluent in Spanish.
Yes.
Mm.
So this feels more like a Mr. Beast prank, doesn't it? In a way. So this
No,
was sent
I'm
in.
not familiar with the character, Mr. Beast.
It's from the Bible. You should just tune into it because we're living in those days, actually, brother.
Oh, is that the one that Jesus goes, jump off this cliff, Mr. Beast?
No, it's
And he goes, I am
that's
Legion.
Enough. That's enough. You got it. You're almost
yeah,
there.
I
All right.
know.
All right. So, all right.
Sorry, Lexi.
This is written in Spanish for for Espanol for Alina. It says, "Dude, I can't do this. I can't.
You
I mean,
can't do this. This is what defeats you every time you try to read Spanish.
You're right. Quiere Alina, mi encantada tu programa y he escuchado
God,
cada
so white.
episodio al menos dos veces. ¿Cuál es tu comida favorita para preparar para tua familia con amor, Caleb Bell?
Jesus, I thought I was watching the King's Speech. Probably mashed potatoes to answer that question. Yeah. What's my favorite meal to prepare?
I
Comida
just wanted-
para.
Okay, and of course, thank you for understanding it, Josh, and to our listeners
Yeah.
from Espanol. And Alina's show is so beautiful, and this
It
is
is.
why. Look, you know, Josh is way less white than I am. I was born with a
Damn,
condition,
yeah.
and that
Damn right.
we ran this bit by Alina and the team, and
She was for it.
She was for it, man. And so we want to
Yeah.
promote both of our shows that exist outside of the parent show here, Sunday Coast Clubhouse and Espanol. And then also,
Yeah.
can we give a shout out to Emily, man, for putting up with this? I mean, coming on the
Yeah,
mic
thank
and
you,
just
Emily. They're gonna-
absolutely crushing
Yeah.
and putting us in our place, wasn't she? In a way, I mean,
Well, I don't know. I tuned out for a while.
Yeah, I just sat here silently for half.
well, at one point in time,
Oh.
she snapped her fingers, and that's when
Oh.
things got real serious.
You just didn't hear it. It was off mic.
Yeah.
My man.
So we are joined by Chelsea, who represents an organization that we are very fond of called Conservation Florida. Welcome, Chelsea, to the Florida Men on Florida Man show.
Hello, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. This has been kind of a few months in the making, and
Yeah.
you know, we care a lot about our state and the preservation of our state.
We're big on
and-
conservation. We just don't know what it means.
yeah, we're hoping you
Sure.
could teach us, and you all
Yeah.
do it so well, and so we wanted to
Yes.
partner and work with you all because we feel like you do a really good job of expressing and doing what we feel in our heart, and we think our listeners will
Yeah.
resonate. But just for starters, what is Conservation Florida, and how did that organization begin?
Starting me off easy. Thank you.
Yes.
So
Yes, of
we
course.
are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which is a long way of saying that we are a nonprofit. We are a land conservancy. So our whole mission is very complex, but at the core, our mission is to protect Florida's water, wildlife, and wild places.
Come on.
And
Which-
so
Okay,
we've
the
been,
three Ws.
yeah, we've been around since 1999. We were so you might have heard of something called the Florida Wildlife Corridor that's gotten a lot of attention since
Yes.
2021. That was a statewide act that we helped, shepherd into reality. But in 1999, it was really beginning as the Florida Ecological Greenways Network, which is a data set that we still have. And the first three priorities of that are the Florida Wildlife Corridor. And so Conservation Florida was born to be the land conservancy to protect the Florida Ecological Greenways Network. And so that is still very much at the core of our mission, making our conservation lands connected for all of those reasons that we know and love, right? The more connected these landscapes are, the more wildlife can thrive, the more we can recreate in those spaces, and the better chance we have at managing them long term.
That's
Is
incredible.
this so that animals stop getting hit by cars? Also,
Part of it,
like the
but,
tunnels.
Yeah. So, you need a connected landscape in order to have those crossings because roads segregate so much of our land. But also, from a human benefit perspective, the more intermixed our landscapes are, the more risk there is for wildfire threat that consume houses and structures. Corridor planning is smart planning for humans and for wildlife alike.
Cool.
Can we explain to our listeners who aren't from Florida or maybe haven't driven under those what we're talking about? Essentially, on the interstate, you have these what look like overpasses that are kind of built and restructured for wildlife in order to cross the interstates here in Florida.
Yeah. So, obviously, we are a state that loves our roads, and we're putting more in. It seems like every year. And we have to, right? Because the more people we have, the more we have to be able to move folks around. And that's just part of it. But the more roads we have in, the more likelihood we have for animal collisions. And that's a danger to humans and animals alike. And so, when you have two big pieces of conservation land on either side of a major road, there's opportunity for conflict. And so that's where these wildlife crossings come into play. Out west, we have them kind of like what you're describing, where they're, large passes over a piece of a road. But there's lots of different ways that wildlife can cross. In Florida, most of our wildlife crossings are actually really like culverts, like large, round structures that allow water to flow under the road. But if they're big enough, things like bears and panthers and all of the other critters can use them too.
Which is honestly, it's phenomenal.
Including Florida man.
It is very Florida man. And
they've been caught there a bunch.
Well, it's I feel like a tough relationship to marry, right? Because like Florida is a melting pot. A lot of folks are moving here and call this place home, and they're moving here for a lot of reasons. And then you have to balance that with the preservation of our state, which is what also makes our state beautiful and historic. Is the fact that we have so much untapped land that seems to be consistently under fire by large corporations and even the government sometimes.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, I think it's maybe a little bit more nuanced to convey, the benefits to wildlife. Maybe not everyone is on the same page about that, but I think, conservation does a lot of things for people that we don't think of immediately, and it's not as flashy, so it usually doesn't get as much attention. But like I said, mitigating that wildfire risk, which Florida loves to burn. We are the most pyrogenic state in our country. It's part of our DNA, right?
That's on par.
Flood and fire.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, though. We're on that list as number one.
Pretty good.
I mean, it's not a good list, but still we're number one. That's pretty cool.
And we do like being we're up there with lightning as well, and methamphetamine, fentanyl. So we're doing number one in a lot of areas.
Yep, lots of ways to start fires in Florida. But also, with the number of people we have moving here, there's more pressure on our aquifer, which is where we get our drinking water from. And so the more people we have pulling water out of that, the more permeable land we have to conserve to allow that aquifer to refill so that when we all turn on the tap, fresh water comes out of it.
No, absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know it was all connected. I mean, I knew it was connected, but I didn't, And as you said, there's a lot of opinions on conservation. And as a large cat, as a big cat attack survivor,
This is true.
I'd say, F them cats,
Yeah.
Like,
I
why
actually,
do I
I haven't. Go ahead. I didn't mean to
go
cut you
on?
off.
No, you go, please.
I've not had a run-in with a Florida panther, but when I was a biologist in California, I had a scary run-in with a western puma. So I hear you. It's not necessarily a
Thank
neighbor
you.
that
Yes.
you maybe choose to have, but they were here
Yes.
first, and we're building around
Well,
them.
Yes.
So-
Okay, you're right. You're right in that aspect, and probably every aspect that you're going to speak of. But I was attacked by a juvenile bobcat, and if I can, I'm full of care, but it goes only so far, and I like to call it my carepacity.
Yes. Come on.
So
wow.
when I meet new people, I'm like, good to meet you. I can't care about you though. How can I care about what you're doing? No offense.
No, I mean, this is, I work in this all of the time. Not everyone
Yeah.
just inherently believes in conservation.
Sure.
The
Yes.
field in and of itself, you have to have all of your basic needs met to care about things that are
Thank you,
outside of your
Mazza.
immediate,
Yeah.
like shelter, food, all of those things.
You get
Um,
it. Yeah. And
For me, it's
I'm
always been-
agnostic, which makes it weirder, right?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean,
Chelsea's like, yeah,
there's so many
absolutely,
different
dude.
things to care about.
So many things.
I think again, if you don't, if you're not particularly keen on cats, which my mom's she owns a dog and cat grooming shop. I saw her get attacked by cats many times. I hear you.
Yes.
Thank you. We don't have to share the same spaces to appreciate the same things. Like being able to get out and go for a hike outside is, even if you don't love the bugs, it's great.
Thank you. I don't.
To have that privilege.
Yeah.
Because really at the end of the day, at this point, conserving the things that we have are a privilege. And like you said, so many people move to Florida because of the beaches and because of all of our amenities. And we only have those things if they're conserved forever.
Yes.
The work that I do at Conservation Florida, protecting land, is a forever job. It's a real estate transaction. And at the end of the day, that deed is signed on the dotted line and something is protected forever. And at that point, you can be sure that what you're looking at will be that way, until nature says otherwise.
Which I think is such an important, and thank you for saying that, because I do think, what we were trying to get at as well with you all coming on the show is how do we translate this to the average listener, right? The folks who are bogged down, just by life in general, and they do love our state, but maybe they don't understand exactly what goes into keeping it beautiful and safe, and open
having
for
the
folks.
privilege, like you said. I think that's kind of a really great point. I didn't consider that because it's always been there, kind of.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I had the privilege to go out into the woods, or I had, or to go out and experience these things.
Well, and Josh also said after his brutal attack, he said, "I do love all animals except for this one particular juvenile bobcat."
This juvenile bobcat, yeah.
Just to clarify,
And
it's not
I call him Jerry. Just that's a nickname I gave him. But
right.
We can move
I
past it.
would love to know what you did to ask for that attack, but we'll save that for another day.
Oh my goodness.
I was just present in my boy body, That's just walking outside with my shirt off, and then I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but too soon. He's still paying down that rabies shot that the state forced him to get.
$10,000.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Conservation Florida could jump in there for me.
Accepting
Chelsea,
donations.
I'm just kidding. I got it covered.
Chelsea, I have a question. So, our studio and our offices are in a town called Lakeland, Florida. We're kind of on the I-4 corridor between Tampa and Orlando. This is where we broadcast out of. Have you all had any projects that you have found success in our hometown or around our hometown, where folks maybe that listen to the show
we can
and
experience
they're
it,
locals?
like,
and we
within
can go
15
by and
minutes?
show them. Yeah, this is kind of what's
that'd be
happened and
cool.
what's been saved. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, we've been around since 1999. We kind of had our home base in
Good
Gainesville
year.
for a while. We're now based in Orlando, but we work statewide. So we've conserved over 44,000 acres all across the state.
Jeez.
And I crunched some numbers the other day, and within the headwaters of the Everglades, so that's everywhere from South Polk County to north of Okeechobee, the lake.
Yes.
We've done about 40% of our work within that footprint.
Oh, wow.
And so
Wow.
I'm a numbers lady, so I do have some numbers for
Okay.
you.
Yeah, please.
So within Polk County, we've conserved about 3,700 acres.
Ooh.
And so most of that is in private lands because a lot of the work
Yeah.
that we do is with private landowners conserving agriculture
Mhm.
because just like we like to turn on the tap and have water, we also like to eat
Okay.
beef,
So like these
you know.
these people wanted to sell like to like developers, and y'all step in and you're like, no, let's try something different.
Kind of, so it's not always like I immediately want to sell to a developer, but in Polk County, especially with the pressure that's going on there, that's always enticing because the prices just keep going up. But for a lot of these
Makes sense.
folks, they're multi-generation Floridians and their family's been doing
Oh,
it a long
nice.
time. They want to see it stay the way that it is. But with a
Oh,
conservation
that's
easement,
good.
which is largely what I do, yeah, you can sell your development rights, but maintain the
Uh-huh.
ownership of the property, and you can get a
Wow.
one-time payout for that, equivalent to about half of what just if you sold it on the open market. So that one-time
Mhm.
payout in Polk County
Yeah.
can be huge, and it
Oh,
can
yeah.
keep these family farms in production. So that's mostly what we do. But
That's a
over
really
by
nice
you,
benefit, actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty
yeah,
solid because it's like
Yeah.
I don't want to like destroy everything, but I do want to sell my land and make money.
yep.
So
And so in that arrangement, they keep it. They can still farm, hunt,
that's
pass it down
cool.
to their kids. It's just they can't, let Publix or
Develop. Yeah.
apartment building move in. Yeah.
Sure.
And
Preach.
so one really special project, because like I said, most of our work is private land, so they're inaccessible to the general public. But just pretty much due east of you by maybe a half an hour, we have a property called Bellini Preserve, which is owned by
Hmm.
Polk County Natural Resources. And that was a
Mhm.
whole all hands on deck type acquisition story from a couple of years ago. That was a piece of land that was owned by a developer.
Uh-huh.
And they had held on to it for maybe 15 years and just couldn't get plans off the ground for whatever reason. It's right on the east shore of Lake Marion. And so it's intact scrub,
Wow.
which is really special in Florida. It's the northern extent of the Lake Wales Ridge, which is the most biodiverse part of Florida. And that's
Yeah.
because millions of years ago, when Florida was a shallow sea, that was still what was our, body of land. So evolution's
Yeah.
been happening there for a long time.
So cool.
And lots of cool critters, scrub jays, things like that.
Told you,
Yeah.
Wayne.
And so,
Told you.
Yeah.
Told you. Evolution's been happening. He's a creationist.
I just converted from young Earth creationism 2 days ago. Actually, so this is all new to me.
welcome.
Okay. So
Yeah. It's still all it's fresh and sensitive. Honestly, I do
Yeah.
want to ask you about Noah's
But
Ark.
I needed
but
the
continue.
backup.
Yeah,
So
continue.
thank you. Yeah.
So Bellini Preserve is beautiful. It's scrub,
Yeah.
which is a pretty maybe seemingly unwelcoming habitat type. It's kind of pokey and can be hot in
Yeah.
the summertime. But that
For
is a
humans.
publicly accessible preserve for humans.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
There's scrub jays that live in the area, which is one of our
Cool.
endemic species, which means it only occurs in Florida. And so there's lots of things that make Florida unique that are on display at that property, and it is pretty much right along the I-4 corridor, so it's very accessible to folks from
Wow.
Lakeland and Tampa and Orlando. Yeah.
That's
So that was super
amazing.
special because it was slated for development. It's surrounded by development. But
Wow.
because of the partnership with Polk County, it's going to be scrubbed forever. So anytime you feel like
That's
indulging
cool.
in the privilege of our natural lands, that's a great place to check out.
Well,
Thank you for sharing all of that. It's honestly fantastic and a bit bewildering. I mean, just the
I feel
complexity.
like I had a part in it, even though I didn't. I like to feel like I have the pride of like helping. Even
Well,
though I didn't.
in spirit, I think. Because Josh is constantly in a state of prayer over the conservation of our land here.
Agnostic prayer, but beside the point.
Right, but I guess my question, Chelsea, would be: I mean, for an organization your size, you do such an amazing job. But how do you? I'm sure you're funneling a ton of requests, right? I mean, there's a lot to be done, specifically in our state. How do you triage what you're able to take on and what you're not able to take on as an organization?
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. I would say this past year we've sized up our land protection team. So we've grown to meet that demand, which is only possible, by the generosity of our donors. Because again, nonprofit, so everything we do comes back to the generosity of the people that believe in our mission. So yeah, conservationfla.org. Check us out.
100%.
Please,
yeah.
everybody.
Yes, and there's so many ways to get involved if it's not monetary. We have volunteer opportunities, events. There's so many ways to get involved. But so as a 40-hour-a-week staff member, we've grown our department to meet that demand, and we can't meet every request. But luckily, I will say that there is what keeps me going on the hard days is that there's more demand than there is ability to fulfill it, which is a good thing. That means Floridians, either at the polls or landowners, they want this to happen.
Yeah.
And so, for example, Polk County, where Lakeland's at, they've had a conservation acquisition mechanism to buy their own conservation lands within the county limits since 1994. And they just replenished that, I think, in 2023. So, as a Floridian, if you live here, like, you can put your money where your mouth is at voting time to keep money going to these programs because, inevitably, unless there's funding in the pot, there's no way to make this all happen. And so, so many ways to get involved, so much work to do. But we're really trying to rise to the occasion to make sure that if anyone's interested in conservation, that even if it's not us that's able to help them, that we can rely on our network of partners and make sure that it gets done.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the episode too, here in a moment, we want to give you an opportunity to kind of roll the red carpet out for not only how folks can find you, but how they can get involved. That's really important for us. But I did have
and who wouldn't be interested in conservation? Maybe like nihilists or anarchists
or a billionaire, perhaps. I think
or a billionaire.
Yeah,
but everybody else should be. That's what you're saying, right?
Hey, we've got allies of all shapes and sizes. You would be surprised. And that's part of my job, right? Is bringing conservation to people where they're at. And there's benefits in it to everybody. And it's really on me to make sure I'm telling the right story. If that makes sense.
She's great at her job, Josh. She's really good at her job.
She's saying, I've been to Mar-a-Lago and I've swooned who I can swoon.
Don't give me too much credit.
Yeah. Well, is there a particular project now that you all are involved with, or maybe you're spearheading, or just kind of aware of that is of particular interest that maybe you want to bring attention to?
It's kind of like
we've got deep pockets. Where can we send them? I think is the question. We've got deep pockets. Where can we send them your way?
Yeah. So we've got a conservation project for every interest. I think there's two that immediately come to mind, and they're both that are allowing more public access on conservation lands. So Conservation Florida owns a 500-acre nature preserve on the south side of Volusia County, so on the other side of Orlando from you. And we just this May opened it to the public, and we are on a fundraising journey right now to build a nature center out there because we really want it to be a place for conservation community. For the locals and beyond, and so that's a nature preserve that we're maintaining, which obviously land management is a forever endeavor, so that in and of itself is a journey. But building a nature center is a whole other climb. So that's something that we're doing that I think is really exciting. Additionally, we have a land conservation project going up in Wakulla County, so just south of Tallahassee, and that was a community conservation project that was brought to us. There was going to be a gas station built over a really delicate cave system. And we were able last year to work with the state of Florida to receive an appropriation to buy that piece of land and protect it. So we're not quite done yet, but that's on its journey to be a public nature preserve as well, for the sake of spring and cave conservation up there. And I think, I don't want to get my superlative wrong, but I think it's the largest cave system in North America. The Wakulla Springs Cave. So
we love hyperbole. So you just say it, and it's going to be fact.
Yeah, it's the
this
largest
is the largest cave system to exist ever.
Yeah, and we own it,
and we need to protect it.
Now, and there's a lot. Are there a lot of folks that are really disappointed and upset, and probably raising Cain about the gas station not going in? They really wanted that new gas station.
Was it a Wawa or a Buc-ee's? Because I would be like, if it was a Buc-ee's, I would be like, well, let's think about it.
If it's a Buc-ee's, you guys are screwed, man. Because I'm telling you, those people are passionate.
I love a beef jerky wall.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, that's kind of the beauty in that deal up in Wakulla County. Right now, we're facilitating a land swap so that the gas station can still be built in the area, but it won't be intruding in any kind of way on that delicate case.
Well, they have to dig their gas tanks into the ground, right?
On this one, I don't even think that's necessarily true. So there's lots of factors at play, and it's still in progress. So I don't want to speak, too ahead of myself. But the purpose of that project is to conserve the cave and move the gas station away from it, and we're very close to seeing that to fruition.
That's huge, honestly,
Cool.
and congrats on that. Is that a normal procedure as far as the like the land swap? Because it's no. The reason why I'm saying that is because
Yeah,
it,
the
fe-
land
it
swap's
feels
cool. I
it
like
feels
that.
brilliant, right? Because it
Yeah.
basically is the best of both worlds. Like you preserve the land and you protect it, but then
Yeah.
the folks who are moving forward with the project that they obviously care about, they're able to do that
Yeah.
as well.
They
Is
can
that
get
is that
their
a
marathon gas station 50
yeah?
feet away or whatever.
Is that a common occurrence with the land swap?
Uh, yes and no. I think it's common in like a mitigation type scenario where if a developer is going to impede on wetlands, they might need to offset those impacts somewhere else. But the arrangement that we have facilitated here is definitely more novel because there's no clear path to conservation in that way, and that's why organizations like Conservation Florida are important because we're willing to step up and be the one to figure out these novel approaches to conservation because at the end of the day there's lots of different groups to make happy and we don't do conservation in a vacuum. We have to work with people and communities for a variety of goals, and so that's one that we're really proud of because of that novel approach to conservation.
Incredible. Honestly,
For it.
honestly incredible. And this started. I think I shared this conversation with one of your colleagues on the phone, but we were sitting around with our team and we were discussing some things that were in the news, and this is months and months and months ago. And we all knew how we felt, but we didn't know, even as lifelong Floridians, that who have a
Where to direct
platform
it.
in this state. Yeah, we didn't really know how do we direct this energy and this passion, and then we just happened to within a week or so follow you guys on Instagram and saw what you were doing and just became
Yeah.
massive fans. And so when you agreed to come on, we were very excited because you help articulate how I think a lot of people feel, and you also point us in the right direction of how to actually get involved and put our motives, put our money where our mouth is, and just go, hey, we want to be involved to some degree in protecting our state. So thank you
Way
so
better
much.
than that bomb Florida guy that we
Oh
followed.
yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't for Florida at all.
No,
I
we
thought he was.
we actually muted his
Yeah.
account. We haven't blocked him yet, but
Yeah.
we did mute him because I don't want to see it
Do
right
you have
now.
any opinion on the state bird? Do you think the state bird should be something else?
It's up for debate right now.
Yeah,
It really is.
I do. It's been
Yeah,
up
let's
for
hear it.
debate for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
So
You think it should be a bat?
okay. I mean, that's not a bird, so that might be a hard sell. But
Well, I like
you
to
know,
think out of the box. People like me because I think out of the box.
right. That's out of the box for sure. My opinion is that like so many states have the mockingbird as their state bird,
Yes.
and especially
Yes, they
Florida,
do.
we have so many better options that
Come on.
almost
Yes, we do.
anything I think is more exciting.
Give it to
But
us.
I know there's been a long push for the Florida scrubjay to be our state bird, and that would get my vote if that came back around.
I like
So
that.
they
That's
first,
where
and
I'm
then the
at.
hoot owl, right?
Yeah. I'm Team Scrub
Is the
Jay.
hoot owl not real?
There's a bit
People tell me the hoot owl's not real.
and I don't want to I don't want to step on Chelsea's toes, but there's been no proof that hoot owls are real that I've seen or heard of.
Is this a cryptid I'm unaware of?
It's what my
It's
it's
very
what my
possible,
grandma
yeah.
calls an owl. Actually, it's just what my mom all calls an owl. We're not even
That's
sure
where
what
I
that-
got it.
Yeah,
she's
we-
very passionate.
she's
though.
probably seeing
She'll give you a run
spirits.
for your money, Chelsea.
We're not even sure what she's talking. Okay, so here in the last bit, we just want to roll the red carpet out again and let our listeners know how they can find you, how they can get involved, how they can give. What's the best way to just kind of, for the next minute or so, just let us know how to find you guys.
Sure. So, the best repository for everything Conservation Florida is on our website, conservationfla.org. You can find out about our work for, nitty gritty about some project details if you're interested. But if you want to find out how to get more involved, there's links to our volunteer opportunities, to our events. We try to host events all throughout the state so that we can meet Floridians where they are. We do that over beer quite often, so I think that's very approachable. We also, of course, we're entering giving season. So if you have it in your heart to donate to us, $25 a month really goes a long way. We have a lot of supporters that make our work really powerful. And for every dollar you donate, I think we can turn that into about $36 of conservation work, which is some crazy return on investment, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm. And like we
Usually
said,
it's like
land's getting
3%
expensive, so the
gets
more the
turned.
merrier.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Yeah, Josh and I get way lower
Uh,
numbers on the casino that we bought. Not nowhere near.
Yeah. You want to join? Well, think about it. I'll talk to you
but
later.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, continue.
I'll stew on that more.
Yeah.
And then just the basics. Following us on socials. Our Instagram feed, we try to keep it pretty lively, and we spread the good news, and we if there's
Well,
bad news to be made aware of, we'll share that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
get 'em.
Our show's a bit of the opposite. It's always a lot of bad news, and then
Usually
we
bad
try
news
to-
at the front and then good news at the end. So this is perfect.
This is where you are, Chelsea. Thanks for coming on, and we do love your organization. We do appreciate you so much, and we hope to have you back again soon. And anything else you want to leave our listeners with before we head out?
I think there's a lot of negative news to get caught up in, but there's lots of good conservation organizations out there doing really good work. And I think, like you said, sometimes it's really hard to find the good news. A lot of us work maybe, behind the scenes or on the down low, but we're here and we're fighting. And you got to be in it to win it. So it's not always the most fun job, but it sure is fulfilling. And no time like the present. So come on and join us.
Well, dude,
Nice.
we appreciate you so much. And episode 3.
I'm sure a lot of Scrub Jays are just clapping their wings like, thank you, Chelsea.
Oh, I could feel them. Yeah, right now they were.
Yeah.
They were 100%.
Snaps.
Yeah, episode 351.
Thank you all so much.
Ton of fun. Yeah, thanks for coming
course.
on, Chelsea. We'll see you next time.
Way down upon this one.